Alright y'all, so in this video we are going to set up a dashboard for our home lab, and I'm going to show you why I like this dashboard the best. One, I use it for my home lab, but my wife also uses it for her business. So I'm going to show you both ways, setting it up for your home lab and setting it up for another user. Now, the home lab or the dashboard that I'm going to be using is Heimdall, and we're going to set that up inside of Proxmox in a container using Portainer. So let's go ahead and jump over to my Proxmox server and we'll get started. Now that we're logged into Proxmox, what we're going to do, first thing that we need to do is verify that we have the container template. To do that, we're going to go click on, depending on how you've got your Proxmox set up, you can go to local, which is where I put my ISOs. But if that's the best place because it's just right here on there, or you can set it up on a SMB or a shared network drive if you want to, however you want to do it. But I'm just going to do it on local. So to get the container that I need, I'm going to come up here, hit templates, and then I'm going to type in Ubuntu, and we're going to select the 2404 and then click download. It'll only take it a few seconds because it is a very small install of Ubuntu. It just gives you the basics and the things that you need. So you'll hit download and it'll tell you it's task complete. Once you see that, you will have it right here. Now we're just going to go back over to PVE0 and we're going to click create a container up here at the top. I'm going to give this an ID of 501 because that's where I put my containers, is in the 500. You can do it however you want. That's how I do mine. So we're going to call it Portainer. Sure I spelled that right. Yep. We're going to give it a super secret squirrel password. We're going to repeat that password. And then we're going to click next. We're going to select our storage, and that is where our template is. I'm going to select that 2404. Click next. And then you can leave it at local LVM, or if you've got another disk installed, I'm going to put mine on the NVMe. And I'm going to give it 32 gigs of memory, or disk. I'm going to go ahead and give it 2 cores. It's not really going to need that much, but let's go ahead and just give it that. And I'm going to give it just 1 gig of memory. You can do static or DHCP. I am going to do DHCP for right now. I'll change that to a static later in my firewall. So we're going to go ahead and click next. We're going to leave that as default and not set it up. And then we're going to hit finish. And once you get task OK, you can go ahead and hit exit. And we're going to click on Portainer 501 and hit start. Now that we're logged in here, or it's set up, we're going to log in with root. I'm going to type in that password that we created. And then what we're going to do is we're going to add a user so that way we can use SSH because we do got a little bit of copy and paste. So to do that, I'm going to do add user. And I'm going to just say Portainer is the user. We're going to give it a password. And you can put anything if you want to put names in here and all that. I'm just going to hit enter all the way through it and click Y. Now, next thing we need to do is we need to add it to the sudo. So that way we can do sudo app or sudo apt get updates, and so we can run sudo. So to do that, we're going to do add user, Portainer, sudo. Now we're going to do IP-A. We're going to get the IP address of it. So mine is 10.101.186, which is right here on this ETH. So you see it, and we're going to use that. Now I'm going to open up terminal. We're going to do SSH Portainer at the IP address that we had in there. The 186. We're going to press enter. We're going to select this because it's the first time that I'm logging into it. We're going to say yes. And we're going to put in that password that we just created for Portainer. Now that we're logged in, we're just going to go ahead and clear our screen. Now that our screen's clear and all of that, we are going to first do a sudo apt update. and sudo apt upgrade. Let's make sure that we have everything that we need installed. We're going to do it -y so that it doesn't prompt us to install. We're going to press enter. It's going to ask us for that sudo or for our password again, and we're going to go ahead and run through the update. So with little movie magic, I'll see you when this is done installing. All right, now that that is done installing, what we're going to do is we are going to install some of the prerequisites to installing Docker. Because even though we're going to install this on Portainer, we need to have Docker installed to install Portainer. And I am getting all of this from the Docker website, but I will put the links to the Docker website and also put all of these commands on my website, and all of that will be down in the description below. So we're going to go ahead and do sudo apt get install, CA certifications, and curl, because we will need curl to do this. So it's going to prompt us to put in Y for enter, or for yes, we do. Now that that is installed, we are going to install some of our key rings. So to do that, we're going to put in this command, sudo install -m.075-d etc apt keyrings. We're going to click enter. Next thing we need to do is install Docker or get Docker. So it'll be sudo curl and the rest. I'm going to click that. And then we need to add the repository to our sources list. To do that, we're going to go ahead and paste all of this in. So the echo will put it into your repository list. I double pasted that. Press enter. All right. Now we're going to install Docker. To do that, we're going to use this command. Sudo apt install docker CE and all of its plugins. We're going to select Y for yes, we do want to continue. We're going to go ahead and let that install. Now this is a pretty quick install. It shouldn't take too long. And all right, now Docker is installed, but let's first make sure that we can run a Docker. So we're going to do the first one, which is always the best one to do, and that's hello world. Sudo docker run hello world. And if you see right up here, it says hello from Docker. This message shows that your installation appears to be working correctly. So now we know Docker is running and it is working correctly. Now let's go ahead and install Portainer. To do that, we need to create a volume. And how to create a volume inside of Docker is you need to always put sudo, because we're not running as root. So you're going to put sudo docker volume create Portainer _data. We're going to press enter, and that has been created. Now we're going to create our Portainer container. So it's going to be docker run -d, and these are our ports. So 9443 and 800. So we're going to go ahead and click that. Oh, you got to put sudo in. So always remember put sudo before anything when you're doing it this way. So sudo docker run. It's going to go ahead and pull that whole entire thing down. And now it is running. Now, for us to check and make sure that it is running, we can actually do docker or sudo docker ps. And you can see right there, it is showing that Portainer, and it is running on port 9443. So let's go ahead and log into Portainer for the first time. To do that, we're going to go to the IP address of this device, which I believe was 10.100.186. So we're going to do https://10.100.186 port 9443. We're going to go ahead and select yes, we know this is not private and we just installed it. So we're going to click advance and proceed. Now right here, we're going to go ahead and set up our first user. And I'm going to do Brian. and then I'm going to give it a password. It has to be at least 12 characters long, so make sure that you give it a strong password. Once you get the passwords right, you'll see that it says create user. And now we are in Portainer. So Portainer is a way for you to manage your Docker installs all in one kind of place instead of you having to run it all through the command line. This gives you a more streamlined or a GUI system to manage those Docker installs. So if you look right here, or when I click get started, we can go to that and click images, or come up here and go to containers. We've got that hello world container. So that was that hello world that we originally started. I'm just going to go ahead and delete this one because I'm not going to run it again. And we're going to remove all of that. So now I've got Portainer running, and what do I do from here? Well, like I said, I want to install a dashboard that I can use for my home lab and my wife can also use for her travel business. So to do that, we're going to click right up here where it says add container, and I'm going to call this Heimdall. We're going to go to hubdocker.com, which is where you can get a lot of your Docker installs and things like that. And right here it says Linux server Heimdall. And you've got this Docker pool Linux server Heimdall. We're just going to copy the Linux server Heimdall. And we're going to paste this right in here where it says Docker IO. The next thing we want to do is select this one so that it's going to give us some ports. And we're going to deploy our container. Take it a few minutes. And now you can see that that Docker is running and it has been successfully created. And right here, you can see that it does give me the ports that I need. So this HTTP or 443 is going to be HTTPS, and then this one is going to be HTTP, so non-secured. So I'm going to use the HTTPS. To do that, what we're going to do is we're going to go HTTPS / 10.100 186, and we're going to grab that port, which was 32769. So 32769. We're going to press enter. And we're going to select it because we know we just installed this. We're going to click advance and proceed. Now we've got Heimdall. So what do we do from here? First thing is I have Proxmox. So application type, and I'm just going to type in Proxmox. Then I'm going to put the URL of mine. So I'm going to do HTTPS and the IP address or colon / / 10.100.120.8006 port 8006. And we're going to click save. Now let's put that on there. We're going to put to add another one. We're going to click right here. And we're going to do another application. And we're going to do Portainer. We're going to do that HTTPS / 10.100.1.186, and that was port 9443. And click save. But you can also put like Pi-hole on there, Home Assistant, all of those different applications that you need. You can also kind of customize it a little bit. Go in here to settings, and let's say I want to change my background. I'm able to change my background. I'm able to have a search. So if I want to have like a Google search right here, I can do homepage search, yes, and then set default. And we're going to do Google because it's my favorite, or DuckDNS, whichever one you want. And we're going to click, and we're going to click out. Go back to our dashboard, and right up here at the top, we've got a search. So we can search right here, the Rambling Tech, which will take you to my website where you can actually look at the tutorials for this for this video or any of my previous videos. But next thing, like I said, I want to set this up for my wife and her business. So how do I do that? Right here, we can go to users, and we're going to do add user, and we're going to give it my wife's name. You do got to create a, give it an email address. We're going to do her email address. We're going to click save. Now we can go right here and hit switch to her account by clicking Brittany. And we're going to add some websites. So for her, she has to get in some of our vendors and that kind of thing. Let's say she needed to book a Disney or a Carnival cruise. To do that, she's going to have to go to a website. And that website is GoCCL. So we're going to click up here where it says website, and we're going to select Go. Now the really cool part that I like about this is it's going to go ahead and give me an icon, and I can just click on that. And we're going to call this Carnival just so it makes more sense to her. And we're going to click save. Then we're going to give her the ability to be able to search. We're going to click settings, do home page, save. We're going to do default search engine. She likes Bing. Don't hate, but she likes Bing. So we're going to go ahead and put Bing on there. And we're going to go back to our dashboard. Now she's got Bing. And I can add some more on here. So like, let's sit there and say she wanted to book Disney, which is this one. So website, Disney travel agents, hit go. Now sometimes it's not going to give me any of the details on there. So I would just type in here the name of it, Disney, and I'm going to put the URL back in there. And I'm going to, and what you can do also is save an image. So like if you went to a website, if like this Disney travel agent website, I can save this logo right here. So I just right clicked, go save image as, and saved it to my computer. So I'm going to upload an icon, and I'm going to upload that one. I'm going to upload that one where it says Disney travel agent, and I'm going to click save. Now the really cool part is I click on that. It's going to open up the Disney travel agent. If I click on Carnival, it's going to open up that Carnival. But if I switch back to me, to the admin, open up Proxmox, now I'm back in my Proxmox server. So this was just a really quick video, and why my favorite thing is Heimdall is because I'm able to set it up for myself and all of my things that I have going on inside of my home lab, but I'm also able to set it up for my wife or for my kids so they can have a tool that they can easily navigate to. Now, if you do, now that I've kind of put out there that my wife's travel agent, if you need any help booking any of your travel, please, down in the description below, you will see a link to our website, or take-travels.com, where we can do a quote for you for any vacation that you are looking forward to. But anyways, if y'all like content like this, please like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. And let me know down in the comments, what do you want to see next? Where do you want to go on vacation? Or what would you like me to install?